This is Rooted Cosmic Soul, sacrificing the patriarchy from a broom closet in the here and the there, offering rememberings in times of chaos and confusion. So a couple weekends ago, myself and Onyx joined up with our friend Autumn to go take a late morning walk down by the Baywater edge. And so imagine we're down at the waterfront. The sea is out and, seawater flows into and through this urban city that I live in. And so it comes in through estuaries and, it creates ports and boat berths and all that jazz. And along this water is your very typical gentrified area of restaurants and small shops and hotels. But we're in 2025, right? So half of them are closing down and half are doing their best to survive. And regardless, the environment, the geographic location is stunning and beautiful. Whatever capitalism is doing, it's doing. But the sun is out. The skies are blue. We've got really beautiful white puffy clouds. It's not a hugely populated area, so that's really nice. But there's other people out walking, just going about their day, trying to have their morning coffee and catch ups with their friends and walk their dogs, right? So this really interesting energy juxtaposed to the larger thing that's happening in this confusion and chaos that we are living in this moment, where things are energetically really heavy and confusing and scary. And we're in this really beautiful moment of connecting as friends with each other and the clean air and the water and the earth, yada, 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 right? So picture that we're walking. We have to first walk through the more capitalist area of the restaurants and the shops, and we're a little bit more inland, and we're heading east, and the water is on our right hand side. And as you walk through this little strolly area, it starts turning so that the path is a little bit more is closer to the water, so you can really see the water, and the path moves to right alongside the water, and on the left of us are the gentrifier lofts. So it's very, very typical. If you've been to any American cities along the water, it's this very generic kind of typical thing. And the beauty of the earth is still, for me, quite stunning, right? So like I said, we've got the water flowing, blue skies, white puffy clouds, green grass, trees are growing, dogs are playing, just a really beautiful moment if one takes it in to realize the blessing, in this. And so we're walking, and Autumn and I are catching up, and Onyx is wagging her cute little tail, saying hi to people and walking. And we get to the point where we are the closest to the water, and on our right side and on our left side is a beautiful open field, green field, that people, play with their dogs off leash. And Onyx turns and looks at me and gives me this look. And Autumn is like, holy shit, y'all just had a whole conversation. And I say, yeah, she wants me to throw her ball. Well, I forgot to bring her ball. And the interesting thing is, higher self, ancestors, earth, Onyx definitely told me the night before. And when we were driving down to the square to don't forget the ball, Deidre. As if all those energies knew I was going to forget the ball. And I did forget the ball. So I apologized to Onyx. I'm like, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I don't have your ball. I know you really want to run. But I don't have it right now. We'll play later. And she kind of gives me the canine huff and keeps it moving. So we keep walking. We get down to the end of the path as far as we're going to go. And we turn around and we come back, right? So now the water is on our left. This exact same spot where the water is on one side and this open field is on the other. Onyx turns and gives me her cute little face. And again, is this look. And Autumn is like, is she telling you she wants her ball? And I'm like, indeed she is. And I apologize to Onyx. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I don't have your ball. And as and I'm sort of bending down, petting her as I say that, or I'm bending over, petting her. And as I look up, as I come to look up, from the corner of my eye on my left-hand side, I see yellow. And I turn and look, and it's a ball. It's the type of ball that Onyx likes. Now, mind you, my bougie little dog is not playing with tennis balls. My bougie little dog is playing with if you have canine companions who like fetch, you know the ball I'm talking about. It's the orange one with the blue trim, the blue line that runs through it. That ball is bopping on the water. And I turn to Autumn and I'm like, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Now, mind you, the ball shows up exactly as the moment was happening with Onyx, where I'm apologizing to Onyx that I don't have your ball. And Autumn laughs and says, yeah. And so we, without saying another word, right, we just start walking toward the water. And it's about mid-tide, so you can walk down the rocks a little bit, but it's not low tide, so you can't really get out very much. And the ball continues to bop, bop, bop. And as we get to the edge of the water, as far as we could go without getting wet, Autumn says, I wonder if it will float this way. We get if the water will float this way. And as she says those words, a little tiny wave pops up and pushes the ball right to our feet. And we both just kind of look at each other. She scoops up the ball, and I'm like, holy shit, Autumn, like that just happened. Like that just actually happened. And she's like, indeed, it did happen, And we're both just sort of basking in this moment of magic, right? Not the magic of like Harry Potter, I needed a wand, or the magic of Hocus Pocus that I had to cast a conscious spell, but the magic of the moment, of being in the moment at the right time, in the right frequency, or like to even notice, right? To have even noticed that the ball was floating there, to have even conjured it up, to like, really, I think Onyx conjured that ball up, because it really was such a beautiful day. It was like a perfect day for a canine to run and play fetch with their favorite ball. And so as this moment is happening, we step back up the rocks, and then up ahead of us, maybe like 50, 75 feet, there's a gentleman standing at the edge of the water singing. And I'm watching him, and behind him, he has this bike that's all it's decorated. It's decorated with all this beautiful metallic like pieces of paper, and it's all through the wheels and the handlebars, and this tassel's coming off, and it's like shining in the sun. And I realize that he's singing, and he's singing to Yemaya and Oshun. And he's not just singing to Yemaya and Oshun, but he's singing in Caribbean Spanish. Now, mind you, I'm in California. Most of the time, I'm going to hear Central American or Mexican Spanish. I don't often hear Caribbean Spanish, which are very different dialects and accents. But he's singing, and so if it's Caribbean Spanish, I'm going to notice, because that's my people, right? Soy Boricua. So I notice it, and then it all comes together, right? Like Yemaya, Oshun, the earth, our energies, Onyx's energies, all created this really beautiful moment for us to notice, to be in, right? It could have been really easy to not have noticed it, right? To have instead been mad at Onyx that she was insistent about wanting the dog, right? And then getting caught up, wanting the ball and getting caught up in that, or not really paying attention to the surroundings and just being self-absorbed with my friend. And now, mind you, of course, we were having this really beautiful conversation about self-inquiry and how to move in a world of harm when one wants to not be harmful. So we were already, mixing in that energy of, what does it mean to be in a power over patriarchal structure but not want to be participating in it, while the construct really is pushing all of us to participate in it to survive. So we were already having that conversation, and it just was this really beautiful moment that I wanted to share here because it reminded me that even in times of heavy energy, of chaos, of confusion, some of us are being given moments of connection, of seeing beyond the construct of capitalism, white supremacy, patriarchy. And those are the moments, those of us who are being offered this, I believe it is our responsibility to take note, to breathe it in, to acknowledge it, to give gratitude, because that energy wafts up into the collective, right? The collective is being given enough weighted, ugly energy that many of us are drowning in. And those of us who are being given moments that can help buoy the collective, I believe need to, well, I mean, it's a choice, right? I believe that those are the moments that I want to hold on to and I want to share. I want to push out into the collective as energy that is a force against the bullshit that we're being given right now. That beautiful, magical things don't exist or don't happen. And this day was like between this man singing this beautiful song and my friend and I connecting. We met really beautiful energy of other people, other dogs. This was a day that the current construct wants us to believe doesn't exist, that people aren't connecting, that we don't see each other, and that we don't see the moments of quote unquote magic that Earth is offering us all the time. So if you are someone who's being given these blessings sometime, all the time, consider holding them with the gratitude and the reverence they deserve, and consciously, intentionally taking that energy and lifting it and giving it back to the collective, because we need it. This is Rooted Cosmic Soul, sacrificing the patriarchy from a broom closet. The energy here stays here. The energy there stays there. I'll sense you later. Return when moved to do so. Same Bruja time, same Bruja channel.